Hello, everyone. Yeah, my name is Jonathan, and welcome to another episode of my podcast series. So, I'm going to be your host for today. So, kindly introduce yourself and tell us what you do. So, who you are and tell us what you do as well.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Jonathan. My name is Ross Simmons. I'm the CCO. I'm the Chief Creative Officer of a company called ZenRobot. We do two things. We have a studio which produces AI-generated content, anything from videos to images to audio, and we work with brands to help them create content using that technology. The other side of the business we have is it's just an academy where we teach generative AI. We teach people how to use generative AI, particularly in the creative space. So teaching creatives, designers, animators, filmmakers, how to use AI to tell stories, to produce advertising content, marketing content, and social media content.
Also, thank you for that. So, with this, your background into AI, can you tell us a bit about your journey into AI and then content creation, AI content creation?
So I worked as a web developer. I building apps and websites for many years. I did that in advertising. And in 20, I think it was 2014, I quit my job to do freelance work on the side, to do web development work. I then found that I was messing around a lot with animation and with paper. It was an art form called origami. Origami is a Japanese art form which you use to make paper objects and paper sculptures. So I started telling stories with those paper objects using animation on Instagram. And I was fortunate enough to grow quite a large following on Instagram. And I did that for 10 years. I worked with big brands all around the world, making content for them for television ads, social media content, website content, anything they needed. But throughout my time as a web developer, I learned how to code. I learned how to use all the tools available on the internet. And as a result of that, I think I never really let go of that technical side of what I was doing. So while I was doing a lot of the creative work, which was the animations and that sort of work, I still had a technical understanding and an interest in building applications, building games, and that sort of thing. So when AI started, it came along, this was in 2022, when Midjourney is a very popular text to image generation tool. So when Midjourney came out, I thought to myself, this is for me. I really have to understand how this technology works. The fact that I could take a piece of text or a piece of code and generate an image from that was it was mind-blowing for me because I'd never seen any technology like that before. So as a result of that, I started working with the technology. Later on that year, in November of 2022, ChatGPT was on the scene, and I started, just dabbling with ChatGPT, using it for as much as I could. And fast forward a year from there, so that was sort of 2023, the end of 2023, people started approaching me to say that they really enjoyed the content that I was putting out on LinkedIn and on Instagram, and they said, would it be possible for me to come into their agency or their creative team or marketing team and show them how to use these tools, show them how to use the generative AI tools to create content themselves. And that kicked off a whole training program for me. So I started showing people how to do this. And at the end of last year, I formed ZenRobot, which is the company that I am a co-founder of now, with my business partner, David. And so we started that at the end of last year. And at the moment we have a masterclass running. So we have a monthly cohort where we have 35 students on the course. And we take them through 4 weeks of generating content from the ground up. So learning how to prompt for image generation, learning how to get consistency across the images, learning how to put all of that together in a storyboard, in a story of some kind, turning it into video, and then adding audio and music to that as well.
All right, thank you for that. So, for any student watching us who want to, dive into AI content creation, is there any essential skills they should develop or get to know before entering into that field?
I think the AI field is still very new. There are no rules. There are no there's very few places that you can learn a lot of these skills. The best thing I can suggest to anyone who wants to get into it is to follow the creators online, follow the people that are already creating the content, um, and putting their content out there, helping people. Like what I do. I share a lot of the work that I do, and I put my content out there so that I can help, because these are things that I've learned, and I know that it's quite a struggle for someone who's never learned this or has never used this technology before. So I share my work because I want people to get there a little bit quicker. I want them to start using their technology a little bit faster, not have to go through what I had to go through, which was learning the tech and also spending a lot of time and some money using the different tools and using credits and using hours to generate this content. But if you are starting out and you don't know where to go, I would say, if you want to create images, there are a few platforms to look at. One of them one of the most popular platforms is Midjourney. Midjourney is a text. You basically just type in text and it generates an image for you. That is the tool that I would suggest anyone starting in this field starts with. There are many other tools. I mean, I can list hundreds of tools, but the best way, I think, is if you are online, go, if you're on X or Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok or LinkedIn, the best thing to do would just be find people that are already generating content, find people that are engaging with an audience and learn from them, because they are there to teach and to show you. And you just have to start. I think it's just, you have to start using the technology to understand how it works. There's no manual for it. There's no school that you can go to just yet. But you just need to start using it and start creating content to see, just how far you can push the technology.
Oh, that's great. So, looking back, is there one thing you wish you knew before starting up?
Um, I think that I wish I knew that the technology wasn't going to move as quickly as I thought it was going to move. So what happened was, I thought that by 2025, where we are now, that the technology was going to be way more advanced and everyone was going to be using it, and it was just going to be, just infiltrated into everything. And it slowly has done that. But I think for me, I expected it to be a lot quicker. So I think looking back, I think I could have taken it a little bit slower. I could have just slowly eased into it, but I really rushed in and, I dived in and started using it, which has benefited me now. But at the beginning, it was quite stressful because I wasn't sure what my future, what the future looked like for me, or how I was going to navigate this space. So maybe just taking a bit of time to slow things down and, see a path forward, I think would have been a good suggestion to my past self.
All right. So, if you could give one advice to any student curious about the future of AI, what would it be?
I think just start using the technology. Start understanding how large language models work. So ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. Use the free tools that are available. There are lots of free tools. Most of these tools have a free tier available to you so that you can test and experiment with them. And if you have some money, maybe once you've tested the tools and they're working for you, try and implement them into your workflows. Try and take ChatGPT and see how it can benefit you in the work that you are already doing. If you're a designer or a coder or a scientist, whatever, just use the technology because it is there. And all you really need is a mobile device, or laptop, and an internet connection, and you're able to use these. So yeah, that's my suggestion.
All right. So, thank you very much for your time and everything. Yeah. So, I'm hoping to see you next time.